immerse themselves in extracurricular activities, they have that realization in their mind that they don't have time. It means that you end up learning how to time yourself, how to make a proper timetable, how to plan your time. Proper planning prevents poor practice, I think. So if you strike a balance, then you'll end up doing better than someone who decided to be lopsided, who decided to put more emphasis on this thing, because everything matters. Definitely academics matters. I won't stand here and tell you that you should leave class and go join every sport in the school or every club in the school, but realize that academics are not the only thing. Because you can have an A. You can have an A of 88 points in KCSE. You can be the top in the country. But if you have a D minus personality and a D minus, passions, and you have no skills for this world, then how are you going to make it? Because the world is increasingly becoming competitive. And A isn't everything anymore. Maybe at some point it was, but it's not. People want employers and schools and scholarship donors. They want people who they can see have made a positive impact in themselves, their society, and they want to see a kind of person who they know if they give such an opportunity to, they can make the most out of it. Okay? Like applying to schools like Stanford, to Harvard, in the equity program, we had many people who are clever, because everyone who joined the program joined it on the merit of their KCSE results, and everyone wanted to apply to Harvard and MIT and Princeton and all these fancy schools, and many people applied. But the strange thing, when the results came out in December 1st and when they came out in March, we realized that there were people who are literally like the top in the country. They did their SATs very well. They had a really good transcript, but when the results came out, they were not the ones who were chosen to go into this school. It was the other people who maybe had an A, but not an A which was as strong, or had an A minus. Perhaps they weren't the top in their school, perhaps they weren't top in their country, maybe they didn't have as good a transcript, but when you took that factor out and you looked at every other thing that they did, they were the captain in the school, they did community development, they participated in volunteer work, they volunteered at a children's home, they won the science congress, they write really well, they generally care about something that's bigger than themselves. And when this person comes and writes those essays and presents those recommendations and writes down every single thing that they've done in their life, then this person ultimately, obviously, will end up being on a higher level than the other person who was just clever, and that's all they were. Okay. So in this life, you have to realize that there's so much more than the classroom. You have to do well in the classroom. That's not negotiable. But when you do well in the classroom, now step out of the classroom and think about other things. Think about your community.
The Bible in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 7 says, "Ask, it shall be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." So it's an opportunity for you guys. I'm just hoping that you're jotting down the questions that you have for these guys. And make sure that you write the name of the person who wants to answer the question. So next on stage, we have a gentleman here, Shadrach. So let's welcome Shadrach.
Hi guys. So as said, my name is Shadrach Kilam. I was a student at the Greater School, aka Lions. And but I have massive respect for this school. I used to play hockey. Who's hockey guy here? Yeah. We used to come here for friendlies often there to our field over there, and we had a tight partnership with their school. So yeah. I'm a fan of this certain things. So as I say, I'm a mentee at ACAD and also a mentor. I cleared my high school in 2013 and I'll be joining the University of Pennsylvania in USA this coming August. what ACAD has done for me. I went to ACAD in 2012. There was a seminar at Braced, and I went there. Immediately I finished high school. I went to do some community service in North Rift, Kenya, North Rift part of Kenya, and with that, I came to see some challenges that people actually go through. Maybe some of you have experienced this firsthand, like the food situation and poor infrastructure. The government has forgotten everything about you, and majority of it will depend on donors. So I was part of that, and at some point I was asked to implement a solution which I had for helping kids and mothers to feed them correctly without having to inject donor funding into it. As you touch a community, the mothers become so happy, because I used to walk around and they're like, hey, hi, how are you doing? They hug you, they let their kids talk to you, they invite you over. At some point they even gave me a kikoi to remember them. I still have it at home. So far from that, I told you that my experience of giving back to a community. So the whole thing about study abroad, the reasons why universities from elsewhere will accept you is because they see some promise in you. They know if they accept you, they know you'll go back home and do something from where you come from. So I don't know your situations. Maybe you're from one family, and maybe you think everything is good, but please not look at where you are. If your place is good, fine. Go to somewhere where it's not good, and then you experience what the experience and find a solution to help these people get to at least a respectable minimum. They can't make it beyond that. So as I said, as Nora has said, you do something that's beyond you, above you. That's your call to favor. So as you continue doing these activities, and then you see the challenges facing your communities, in the same way you come to shed your cocoon, then grow as an individual. At that point, you come to discover who you are. And as you discover who you are, and then you sell yourself to the universities, because applying to universities abroad is not like applying to Kenya, where you just sit your KCSE, get your A, then you're into med school. No. When you're applying abroad, you look at from that point when you started Form 1. They ask for full transcripts, they ask for teachers' recommendations. They want a full picture of you, because wewe unaweza kaa hapa udhani hutasoma, ukifika Form 4 ndio akili yako itamka. Fine, you'll make it to your med school here in US, and here in Kenya, and you'll be fine. But now if you want to maybe study in US or UK, they want a track record so that they can build a picture of who you are without seeing you. So if you're that type of person who just sits back and doesn't do much, it will be a bit difficult for you to make it. You still can, but it will be a bit difficult. So I will sum up my talk with that as you go back to your classes and everything, please think of the place where you come from, or think of places that need help, and where help is not being given to them. You might be that change maker that the community was waiting for. So be the change and sign up for that. Thank you.
So mine, I just need to talk about something different. You all know to pass, you need to study well, right? And work hard. To be a world-class student, you have to be an extraordinary student, okay? So there's more to life success than just plain academics, okay? And the reason why we have this ACAD Dream Team is because it's a group of young people who've excelled in their academics, but have gone an extra mile of excelling in terms of adding value to their communities. And your community starts from your home, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your home area. I come from Machakos County. So if today I was to be asked, what have you done in giving back to your county? I've done something for my county. I've done something for my family. I did something for my fellow students in high school. How many of you know JA? Junior Achievers. I was part of the Junior Achievers in 2011, and a group of 10 students and myself created a hot water iron box. So mkienda funky mnatakanga kuka, like today guys have gone for music fest, si ndio? Mwana mwingine amebafu, alikuwa ameng'ara and then sijui nini ili happen hakuenda. So we created an iron box that uses hot water to iron out your clothes, and we took part with it in the Junior Achievers program. And we topped in Kenya, and we represented Kenya in Ghana in 2011. That was, I think, September there. And in Ghana, we took position 3 in the whole of Africa. So in a nutshell, what I'm basically telling you is, what are you doing more with your life than just getting those A's in your life? What are you doing more with your life? So if your life is only focused on getting A's and doing your KCSE, getting an A, going to UOL, JKUAT, or whichever university you have in Kenya, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's a very limited life. So with that example of an iron box, I'm just simply trying to show you that there's more to life than academics. There's more to you being in Lenana school. Get your A's, that's good, but the current world needs creative people. It needs people who think outside the box. It actually needs people who think like there's no box. So if your mind is only focused on getting an A, personally I didn't get an A from Nairobi High School. So in the current Kenyan setting, if you don't have an A and you don't have anything worthy of being called to university by a job, you are a failure, right? That's what the school tells you, and it's true. So Harvard, Stanford, and all these other top universities need someone who's proactive, someone who thinks like there's no box, someone who does more with their lives than just getting an A. That's okay. I have a quote, one last quote for you guys. We all know of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, who's not heard of him? Okay, who knows him? Okay. At least a few of you know who Mahatma Gandhi is. So I leave you with this quote. Be the change you wish to see. In there? Okay, please, be the change you wish to see in there? In there? In the world. So if you want to see something done differently, the way you'd like for it to be done, it starts with you.
We have a lovely lady who's going to African Leadership University. One of, actually it's the only Ivy League in Africa. It's Catherine Jerry. It's supposed to be reporting in September. So you guys just relax. I know she has a lot to share with you.
Gentlemen, I usually, every time we have a talk and I walk out, I usually feel very nervous. But before I came here, I was sitting, I've been sitting here for like how long? 10 minutes. And I was looking at your faces and I was like, these are young men. I've never spoken to a young group of men before. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, these are young men. Now, what do I tell young men? What can I tell you to make you see? I don't know. What can I tell you to get through, to pass my message to you? How am I supposed to talk to you? How do I talk to young men? How do I talk to young men? Yeah? Yeah? How do you want me to talk to you? So my name is Catherine. My name is Catherine Jerry. Very common name. My name is Catherine Jerry. And when I was 17, I started an organization called South B. No, the name of South B. So I started an organization called South B. And those who know South B, that it's close to a slum. And there are a lot of, we have a lot of vendors, and there's a lot of dumping in South B, close to the slum. I live those sides. And, we have a lot of dumping. We had problems. And so when I was 17, I got tired of these problems. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to start an organization. And then I called out my friends, and then we started cleaning, and then I started an organization. I called on people, and we had around 100 people who showed up to clean one road. We have one road in South B called Auko Road that gets a lot of dumping. I called my friends, like 10, 15 people, and 100 people showed up to clean this road. And after that, we started going to organizations, we started going to the government, Nairobi City Council, telling them we want this road clean, we want this, we want this. And then now we started seeing the City Council coming more often to collect garbage on the road. They started giving people, they started bringing people to clean the roads and go to the ditches and collect all the garbage and everything. And that alone has me standing here today. And that small little change that you have in your head, that small little thing, is what these people have sitting here. And it's what made them get to here. I am going to a school called African Leadership University. Who knows it? It comes from a school called African Leadership Academy, ALA. Who knows ALA? You know it? Oh wow, okay. So we have African Leadership Academy, and it's a nice, beautiful school in South Africa that takes these bright kids who love change making and everything, and then it takes them and it trains them better. They have a completely different school system, a completely different curriculum. And now they started a university in Mauritius called African Leadership University. And that's where me and my colleague, that's where we're going. Because, well, I think they saw something in us that maybe we haven't seen in ourselves yet, and I'm not sure. A friend and I were going on a scholarship, and you get sponsored by companies like Coca-Cola, and IBM, and Nestle, other companies. Pretty good companies. Microsoft. Anyway, so we get sponsored by these amazing companies. We get taught by CEOs of big companies. Those are our lecturers. And we come from that school, and then we come back home, and we're expected to change home. And you have to be passionate about home for you to even want to change home.
So they have shared about going to the United States of America, Stanford University in California. They have shared about going to the African Leadership University in Mauritius. They have shared about going to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States, an Ivy League university. Those of you who know what the Ivy League universities are. The value of their scholarships as they sit there is over 100 million shillings. How many of you have seen 100 million shillings before? How many of you? Now, my question is, can you show us as the old boys a reason why you should be able to get similar kind of sponsorship? What do you have that will make us as old boys want to sponsor you, even if it is for 1 shilling? What solution are you offering to society and to the world so that we can want to sponsor you? You've heard what Michael has done? He was able to innovate what? What did he innovate at Okay. What was Catherine's solution? You guys understand the concept of raise your hand, identify yourself, and answer the question? Yes, please do.
My name is Fidel from WAM, and Catherine's idea was to clean the environment.
Okay, so to clean the environment. Are you also raising your hand there? Or you are just stretching over there? Pardon? I can't hear you.
I wanted to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
The other night.
You have to speak loudly. You have to learn how to project your voice. Yes.
He was cleaning the roads.
I can barely hear.
He was cleaning the roads.
She was cleaning the road. So what solution are you offering right now as you're sitting here?